Acting director Tsukishiro has infiltrated the school, and his mission is to force Ayanokoji back to the White Room. The White Room secretly plants one of its own students among the incoming first years. Their only objective is to expel Ayanokoji before the end of April. At the same time, Horikita begins her own transformation by cutting her hair, symbolizing her determination to lead Class D as a team. Unfortunately, that unity is threatened by the introduction of the OAA app, which publicly ranks every student's academic and physical abilities from A to E. Tsukishiro then unveils the first special exam of the new semester. Every second-year student must partner with a first year, and together they must score at least 500 points across 5 subjects. If they fail, both students are expelled. Ayanokoji quickly realizes the White Room spy can intentionally score 0, guaranteeing both their own expulsion and Ayanokoji's, completing their mission instantly. The exam throws every class into chaos. Class D desperately tries to recruit capable first years to compensate for weaker students. A fierce bidding war begins, with students offering private points in exchange for reliable partners. However, one first-year class refuses to attend the recruitment mixer, revealing they're operating under a unified leader. That becomes clear when Hosen and Nanase confront the second years. Hosen openly humiliates them, but backs down when Nanase reminds him she knows secrets about his past. As they leave, Ayanokoji notices Nanase carefully observing him, suggesting she could be the White Room's hidden assassin. Now Takuya Yagami approaches Kushida. To everyone else it's harmless, but for Kushida it's terrifying. Her carefully crafted reputation rests on keeping her past hidden, and Yagami's knowledge instantly puts her on edge. Meanwhile, Hosen demands up to 500,000 private points in exchange for partnership. While everyone panics, Ayanokoji analyzes the numbers and realizes paying these prices guarantees a financial loss for Class D. Rather than falling into Hosen's trap, he searches for another solution. That leads him to Ichika Amasawa, who unexpectedly offers to partner with Sudo. However, she sets demands a homemade meal prepared in Ayanokoji's room using expensive cooking equipment that he must purchase exclusively for her. It seems like she's simply being difficult, but the real objective is psychological. By entering his private space, forcing him to spend his own points and making him follow her rules, Amasawa is testing Bro. He prepares Tom Yum Goong along with decorative apple bunnies, revealing just enough skill to satisfy her while still maintaining himself as a normal guy. He wonders whether Amasawa searched his room or deliberately chose Sudo instead of partnering with him directly. Now Ryuen bribes first years to reject Class A, triggering a bidding war. Ayanokoji appears to match every offer, making everyone believe Class D is spending heavily. In reality, he never commits and allows Ryuen to waste resources while gathering valuable information about which first years are loyal and which can be bought. Horikita meets Nanase in hopes of forming a fair alliance between their classes. She wants both sides to help struggling students without exchanging private points. But Nanase explains that Hosen would never allow it. Horikita realizes if Class D hopes to survive the exam, they'll have to take Hosen on. Now, a single red hair lying on Ayanokoji's dorm floor changes everything. It's a carefully planted clue designed to create chaos. She intentionally sets up a situation where Kei discovers the hair, knowing it will spark jealousy and expose the dynamics of Ayanokoji's relationships. By barging into his room and openly provoking Kei, Amasawa is testing Ayanokoji again. Hosen rules the first years without mercy, while Horikita tries to build genuine alliances based on trust. But negotiating with Hosen proves impossible. The mystery deepens when Kei reports that a first year recently attempted to purchase a knife before being stopped by an unknown red-haired girl. The emotional pressure spreads throughout Class D. Sato confronts Kei about secretly dating Ayanokoji, feeling betrayed after believing they were close friends. She finally admits the truth. Sato slaps her, but Kei accepts it. At the same time, Sudo continues his transformation. Once the class's biggest liability, he now studies seriously and aims for a big score. When Ayanokoji asks whether he'd quit if Horikita never returned his feelings, Sudo admits it would hurt, but insists he'll continue improving. Our boy also reveals the existence of protection points to Nanase, proving that even simple chats are opportunities to test those around him. Everything builds toward a defining confrontation with Sakayanagi. Aware that the White Room has sent an assassin after him, she offers her protection. Ayanokoji refuses, as he decides to abandon his passive approach and confront his enemies directly. As the deadline for the special exam approaches, more than 100 partnerships have already been formed. New first years begin approaching Ayanokoji under suspicious circumstances, and a crucial meeting with Hosen occurs. Throughout the negotiations, he keeps increasing his demands from 1 million to 5 million private points. In reality, he wants to isolate Horikita's group, frustrate them, and lure them into a confrontation away from witnesses. Nanase later reveals the truth. Certain first-year students have secretly been offered a reward of 20 million private points for expelling Ayanokoji. Hosen basically wants to fight, pull out a hunting knife, and stage the scene so it appears Ayanokoji stabbed him. This way, Ayanokoji would be expelled while Hosen walked away with 20 million points. But our boy had already solved the mystery. He recognized the knife as the exact model he had recently purchased. After speaking to a store clerk, he discovered Hosen had tried to buy the same knife, but failed. The final clue came from Amasawa. By deliberately leaving behind a hair tie, she created the perfect excuse to return later, steal Ayanokoji's knife, and secretly hand it to Hosen. When Hosen attacks, Ayanokoji notices his stance is designed to make a counterattack look legit. So Bro allows the knife to pass through his own hand, trapping Hosen's fingerprints on the weapon, while every witness sees who was holding it. With Hosen cornered, Ayanokoji forces him to accept Horikita's alliance and become his partner for the special exam, securing complete control over the situation. Later, Tsukishiro admits the hidden White Room student is driven by jealousy and hatred toward Ayanokoji. For over a year, Ayanokoji deliberately hid his intelligence by scoring average marks, but he suddenly earns a perfect score on a difficult math exam. Even his classmates refuse to believe it, convinced he must have cheated. Horikita tells the class she ordered him to hide his abilities from the very beginning. She understands they cannot reach Class A without Ayanokoji, so she reframes his deception and it works. Sudo also accepts it, admitting he's too focused on improving himself to worry about someone else's talent. His maturity shows just how much Class D has grown. Kanzaki stops his classmates from targeting Ayanokoji, recognizing he's far more dangerous than most students realize. Meanwhile, Horikita and our boy begin investigating who could afford a 20 million point bounty. Their attention quickly turns towards Student Council President Nagumo. To uncover the truth, Horikita volunteers to join the Student Council. Using her brother Manabu's reputation, she secures a position despite knowing she'll be working directly under Nagumo. As the political battle begins, Kei faces a more personal struggle. She's afraid people will assume she's only dating him because he's popular. Just as the two finally share a quiet moment together, Amasawa interrupts again. She admits she manipulated Hosen, stole Ayanokoji's knife, and monitored Kei's movements, reminding him that he survived only because she allowed it. Later, Nanase confirms she still intends to eliminate him, waiting for the next special exam to strike. Then we get the announcement of a luxury cruise and summer vacation, only for the school to reveal that it's the deserted island survival exam. The show is starting to cook now. The rules state that if a lone participant falls ill or drops out on the first day, they're hit with a 6 million point penalty. If they can't pay, they're expelled. At the same time, mixed class groups will split the rewards, while same class groups maximize class points but leave themselves vulnerable to rival alliances. The desperation becomes obvious when Class B secretly offers Ishizaki a 20 million point bribe to betray Ryun and join them. As if that wasn't enough, the school introduces special effect cards. The most dangerous is the trial card, which increases earned class points by 50%, but requires its holder to finish in the top 30% of the exam or suffer severe penalties. Meanwhile, Ayanokoji asks Kei how many private points she saved. After calculating the potential cost of protecting her from expulsion, he promises to cover any shortfall himself. Despite Kei asking to partner with him, Ayanokoji refuses. He believes Tsukishiro is preparing another attempt to expel him, and grouping with Kei would only make her collateral damage. Elsewhere, Sakayanagi launches a psychological attack on Ichinos, arguing that Class B's kindness and optimism will never be enough to compete with the stronger classes. After breaking down her confidence, she offers an alliance backed by enough private points to protect 5 expulsions. Ichinos negotiates for better terms. Ayanokoji's bounty, orchestrated by Tsukishiro and supported by Nagumo, transforms the entire first-year class into hunters. Students like Hosen, Nanase, Yagami, Utamiya, and Ichika all receive the same objective: expel Ayanokoji before the second term. But the seniors have already survived this brutal island exam once, leaving the first years at a huge disadvantage. Yagami proposes a temporary alliance between every first-year class, arguing that cooperation is their only chance against experienced seniors. His idea of creating a 4-person supergroup sounds logical, but Hosen demands 2 spots for Class D or threatens to abandon the negotiations, exposing just how fragile the alliance really is. Meanwhile, Yagami meets Ayanokoji and Kushida, revealing the 20 million point bounty while pretending to be morally opposed to the plan. Kushida proves she's just as dangerous. Although she blushes around Yagami, her inner thoughts reveal she considers him a threat simply because he knows about her dark past. Even Ayanokoji and Horikita remain on her mental list of future targets. The deception continues when Utamiya approaches Ayanokoji, asking him to help eliminate Hosen on the island. He claims it's justice for a classmate who was expelled because of Hosen, but Ayanokoji instantly sees through the act. One small comment about his injured hand allows him to piece together that Utamiya originally intended to hunt him for the bounty before abandoning the plan out of fear of starting a war with Class D. Faced with Bro's flawless logic, Utamiya is forced to admit the truth. Finally, Hosen forms his own rogue strike team with Nanase and Ichika. Ichika demands the entire 20 million point reward, and Hosen surprisingly agrees. But the moment she leaves, he laughs, admitting he never planned to honor the deal. With the first years divided into competing factions built entirely on deception, the island exam becomes far more than a survival challenge. Before the exam even begins, another battle is unfolding behind the scenes. Student Council Vice President Kiriyama secretly approaches Ayanokoji, revealing just how terrified he is of Nagumo's grip over Class B. Rather than saving his classmates, he's focused entirely on saving himself, asking Ayanokoji to keep Horikita from interfering with his rebellion. It's the perfect contrast to Nagumo's philosophy of absolute control. Their meeting is interrupted by Kiryuin, one of the strongest third years. Unlike everyone else, she has zero interest in reaching Class A. More importantly, she immediately senses that Ayanokoji is extraordinary without seeing any proof, making her one of the few people capable of reading through his disguise. She even rejects Nagumo's recruitment, openly mocking his obsession with controlling others. Meanwhile, Ryuen makes the biggest move of the episode. He pays Sakayanagi a crazy 5 million points to free Katsuragi from their old agreement and recruit him into Class C. While everyone focuses on Ryuen's shocking betrayal, Ayanokoji negotiates a card trade that earns him the half card, an item capable of preventing an expulsion. Rather than protecting himself, he's secretly securing a safety net for Kei if she fails the island exam. As the group deadline approaches, Horikita and Ibuki both refuse to form teams. Their rivalry becomes a contest of which Lone Wolf is truly stronger. Then comes Oraboy Koenji. Horikita convinces him to participate, but only after making an unbelievable deal. If Koenji wins the entire exam by himself, she'll never force him to cooperate again. If he loses, he'll become a fully obedient member of Class D. Everything builds back to Tsukishiro. With his time running out, he authorizes Nanase to use whatever methods she deems necessary in the island's unmonitored zones. But Nanase wants to uncover what Ayanokoji truly is, and she's willing to cross every line to do it. With Nagumo manipulating the school, Ryuen strengthening his class, and the administration itself hunting him down, Ayanokoji enters the deserted island with enemies waiting from every direction. Please like, share, and subscribe to support us. Part 2 will be up soon.